After the incident of the funeral service in which Hopper's face was almost revealed, everyone were talking about Hopper's build, but no one asked him why he is wearing it. Some believed that Hopper was insane, but most said that he had committed a horrible crime and he was atoning for it by hiding his face. The only person in Milford who wasn't afraid of asking Hopper was his fiancée Elizabeth, but Hopper refused to answer that question to his fiancée, and she decided to break off their engagement. Hopper's build makes him an extremely impressive preacher. Before he wore it, his sermons were mild and pleasant, but people started to claim that the sight of Hopper's black bill converted them into Christianity, and sinners on their deathbed asked to see Mr. Hopper. Years had passed and Hopper grows old and sick. He is on the deathbed, nursed by Elizabeth, and he is surrounded by a reverend named Clark. Hopper shouts that his bill must never be left on earth. Confused, Clark asks Hopper what crime has caused Hopper to hide his face. In response, Hopper asks why Milford has been afraid of him for so long, and says that they should be afraid of each other. He can only be condemned, he continues, when all humans are completely honest and open with each other. With his dying words, Hopper says that he looks around and sees a black bill on every face, shocked and impressed. The clergyman Barry Hopper, with his face still covered. Undoubtedly, Hopper dies with the belt in his face. He was surrounded by the tragedy during his life, and as he said, we all have a black belt in our faces. That means that we all are culprits. We have things that we need to hide from the other people. So let us take instead the next stage, in which we are going to give our opinion about the story. Last but not least, we're going to share with you the three theories behind the minister's black pill. The first one is that the minister was guilty of committing a crime. Do you remember the girl from the funeral service? We as a group thought that the minister murdered her. Probably they had a relationship or something, and she was going to say everything to the town because the reverend had done something wrong. So he decided to murder her to keep the secret hid. That's why he was using the black pill to hide the shame of committing a crime. The second one is that the Reverend Hopper had lost his faith. As we know, the Reverend was afraid of being alone. He told this to Elizabeth, his fiancée. Probably he discovered something pretty horrible that made him lose his faith, and he decided that he was scared, so he wanted to hide his face. And the third one, and the most interesting one, is that in fact the minister was right. We all have a black belt in our faces and we are hiding our sins from each other. We know that we are humans and we commit mistakes every day. But why would we wear a black belt? Because we are not good enough to recognize our mistakes and we are always to be ashamed of them. So we decide to hide them in our faces. We lie to ourselves. And when we lie to ourselves, we're the most dangerous people because we continue doing the same mistakes. That is what the Reverend Hopper meant when he was using his black belt on his face. Well, guys, that was all for us. Thank you for your attention. It was pretty nice to talk about the minister's black belt. It was such a nice story, and we hope to continue reading more stories like these ones. Thank you for your attention, guys.